Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 3 of season 62 at rrleagues.com, where we are bringing you the MX5 Cup in a 4-race championship. As I said, this is race 3, and today our drivers take on the Zandvoort circuit. Very challenging, near the coast, very sandy, very dusty, and undulating with some very tricky corners, especially in this car where you need to keep up your momentum, as we saw in the past 2 races at Portimao and Sonoma. The basic premise for tonight is a 15-minute qualifying session, which will start in 5 minutes. After that, we have a 25-minute race, and after that, we have another 25-minute race, but with a full reverse grid, which spices things up quite a lot, as we have seen. But the racing has been phenomenal to watch in the last 2 races. If you haven't watched those streams, feel free to catch up on those after this one, but I would stay here for this stream because, as you can hear in the background, our drivers are getting ready for this 3rd race of the championship. And let's have a quick look at what happened at Sonoma Raceway just 2 weeks ago. Looking at the results of the 2 races, we had Pavel Mukonin once again winning race 1, just like he did at Portimao, leading from pole position and winning the race with a 4-second gap to Nemanja Manojlovic. And then only 3/10 behind was Ralph Arella. Notably, we had Clive Britton and Martin Hughes, 2 teammates, DNFing in the first race, which meant they were on the front row for the 2nd race, and Clive Britton managed to capitalize on that and just run away with the victory. A 10-second gap to Cy Fillingham, who had to defend for all his worth for his 2nd place against Marvin Mackenberg in the final stages of that Sonoma race. If we then look at the standings after 2 races, it's Tom Korhonen who has been the most consistent with 2 podium spots in the first round of 2 races, and then P8 and P6 even at Sonoma. Pavel Mukonin has won both first races of these 2 first rounds, but then in the 2nd race has done a little bit worse than Tom. He's just 16 points behind, which is nothing. Nemanja Manojlovic sits in 3rd, also very closely with Ralph Arella, Marvin Mackenberg and Sarah van Vlietland. Then the gaps are getting a little bit further away from first spot, but very close. Sven Mackenberg, Martin Becker, Radek Pavlacek and Rick Binnersley rounding out our top 10, and only separated by a few points in the standings. So we'll be very eager to see who in that top 10 can gain some spots here in this race. If we look to the right, we see the teams championships, which are even closer. Tom Korhonen and Marcel Lukken, 318 points, followed only 1 point behind by Speculations with the Mackenberg brothers, Marvin and Sven. 77, staple of RR Leagues, is only 16 points, or 15 points rather, behind. So also very much in the mix. Paradigm Shift is a little bit further back, but anything can happen when Jack and Radek get some good results here at Zandvoort. Every racing fan knows Zandvoort, but here is the layout. So you have quite a long front straight, and then hard braking into a very cambered first turn, Tarzan Bocht, where in these small cars 2 wide should not be a problem. Then a tricky snaking section with a final braking zone into the Hugenholz-Bocht, the hairpin at the bottom there, and then going uphill through the sweepers, probably flat out in these cars. We will see that in the qualifying session, and then going through Schervelak, which will be very much on the limit with these cars. Mastersbocht and Bocht 10, Bocht 9 and Bocht 10 are also very tricky, and that is where you can gain most time, I think, in this race, getting those corners absolutely right as you make your way to Hans Ernst Bocht, the chicane, which is one of the best passing opportunities of the lap, together with turn 1. And then that final sector is just setting you up for a good run onto Main Straight. So that will be very interesting to see. So we have only 1 minute left to start our qualifying session here at Zandvoort. But before we have a look at that, just a quick promo for our upcoming Assetto Corsa Competizione series, which is starting right after this championship ends. So 12th of March is the first round. We will be hosting a 6-round championship with the Lamborghini Super Trofeo Evo 2 Cup car in collaboration with ACC Vlaanderen. So if you want to get a spot on our grid, feel free to sign up there and get racing with us. But first, we go back to MX5 madness. Here are the drivers. The clock has started ticking down, and we have 20 drivers on the server tonight. A bit less than before, but we had plenty of action, and we are following Pavel Mukonin, who has ran away with pole position for the last 2 rounds already. So very dominant performance by him in the 2 qualifying sessions for sure. Everybody now on their outlap, and if you like what you see here today, feel free to give the stream a like or consider subscribing to our channel to get notified of all our live streams or other content. We have made a podcast once, we have some promo and teaser videos probably coming up for our bigger series coming after the summer. But yeah, just subscribe to follow along with rleagues.com. As I said, race day 410. So our R Leagues has been going for a long time and going strong in multiple sims. Today it's Raceroom Racing Experience. Now let's get on board with Pavel Mukonin, rather on the dashcam as he gets into the final sector, quite close to the car in front, I must say, if he's looking for a pole time, but flat out here through the last turn. And let's see how a balls to the wall lap around Zandvoort looks like in the MX5 Cup car. Hard braking just before the 50-meter board, then using all the camber to keep up your momentum. All the way to the left, tap of the brakes, using the curb, trying to not unsettle the car, and now again get it pointed inwards and on the power as early as you can as you go uphill here. So you want to get as much drive out of that hairpin as possible over the hill. And now let's see if they stay full throttle. No, even shifting down. Of course, you have almost no aero on these cars, so very tricky that will be Schijfvlak. At the moment, Pavel hasn't put a foot wrong. I say that. That was a bit hard over the curb, I feel. He's closing up on the car in front. Let's see if that doesn't hinder him. Really on the limit as we hear the tires screeching there. Now, difficult braking zone into the hairpin. 75 meters, hard on the brakes. Very aggressive through the chicane. Using all the track, and now maybe gaining some advantage from a toe here. On the power, and now it's a rush to the line. Let's see what kind of lap times are coming in now. So there we are, Mackenberg 52.7. Mukkonen 52.2. So that's just a good benchmark lap for Mukkonen. Alright, let's go back to the TV cam. At the moment, Simon Fillingham for 77 after a second spot in the last race at Sonoma. Must be feeling confident in these cars. The rest of the fields and the rest of the times coming in. Gaps a little bit bigger than we are used to so far, but things will close up, I'm sure. First sector time for Cy Fillingham coming up. It's a 50.1. If we look at Mukkonen, a 50.3 for Cy Fillingham. Mukkonen is going quicker, Sven Mackenberg is also going quicker, and Marvin Mackenberg was going quicker, but he invalidated his lap time. So at the moment, Mackenberg, Sven and Mukkonen are battling it out for the purple sectors. Decent lap time again for sector 2. Let's see what Sven Mackenberg can do. I think he has Mukkonen right behind there. The orange and grey car. Let's see, can Sven jump to the top? Even if it's for a few seconds only. Mukkonen sandwiched there between the Mackenberg brothers. Sven jumping into second. And that's it. Mukkonen himself not improving at the moment. Meanwhile, Frederik Söderstedt and also Tom Korhonen improving. Korhonen into 4th position. Söderstedt 9th position at the moment. A quick look. Yeah, still 20 cars. So Tumulty, Van Veepelen, Pavlacek, Hughes, Camaletto, invalid lap times so far. But it's very close in the top 3. Korhonen sits right behind. But 6/10 back from Marvin Mackenberg. Andre Mol, Nigel Wood, Ralph Arella, everyone improving. Sven Mackenberg again with a purple sector time. And Marvin, you see, Marvin as well. So they're really putting the heat up. And, well, they are pushing each other. I mean, it's Marvin behind Mukkonen and Mukkonen behind Sven. So they see each other. They can see where the other driver is gaining or losing time. Here they are, all 3 in one shot. Can Mukkonen make it 3 in a row for pole positions here in this MX5 Cup? It is a single make and fixed setups series, so it's more or less all about the driver. Where does Marvin end up? 2/10 behind so far. Doesn't improve. Yes, he does. 1/10 behind. And Mukkonen again not improving, but is 52.206. Still standing as the pole or provisional pole time. Nemanja Manojlovic then to green sectors. He's in 12th at the moment after podium spot at Sonoma. He can hope for more across the line. And he jumps up to 11th, 1.3 behind. So he has some time still to find. Nigel Wood, also a race winner here in the MX5 Cup. Round 2 of the Portimao race was his. He was also coming up to the final home stretch here with 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Nigel Wood jumps into 9th spot. So now everybody in their out laps to get a second good run in. as is customary here in Raceroom Racing Experience. As we go on board here, or we have a look at Jody Paraclough. When the timer hits 0 in this sim, we stop the session, so there's no time to finish your race or finish your lap. So when the timer hits 0, you need to have crossed the line, or your lap time will not count. All the drivers are aware of that. And Radek Pavlacek, meanwhile, put himself into 4th position. And Korhonen came a little bit closer, now only 7/10 to pole position. So top three incredibly close, and then behind it's a little bit more spread out, as Manojlovic and Binnersley are setting green sector times. Let's have a look. Oh, we always end up with cars just finishing their laps. Manojlovic, he's up in 6th position. And Rick Binnersley, he's still going through the chicane, so 10th spot for him at the moment. Can he get well into that top 10 as he hunts for Martin Hughes, Cy Filling and Ralph Arella just in front. It's very, very close there from P6 down to P13 actually. It's only 3/10 between all those drivers, so very, very close. Marvin Mackenberg with a purple sector time. Rick Binnersley stays in 11th, got past there. Sarah van Vliepland has settled herself into P4. Let's have a look. Let's go on board again with one of the contenders for pole position, Marvin Mackenberg. Coming up on his sector 2 time, a 1:19.093 for Mukonin, 1:19.248. So lost quite a bit of time in this last sector. Is not very long. So can he sorry, can he get close? Can he improve? He only has 1/10 to find. I'm afraid this will not be the lap that he does it, but there are still chances. Max Haas, meanwhile, green sectors for him, currently sitting in P13, but look at how close that mid-pack is. Very, very impressive as Marvin dives to the inside of turn 1 to get a good run. Two minutes 40 to go. There's not that many. Oh, and a spin for Marvin. Yeah, that's what pushing this car to the limit does to the tires. So no time left, I think. No time left for Marvin to try and snatch a 3rd consecutive pole position from Mukonin. Mukonin, meanwhile, also sliding around a lot. Can he get into the 151s? He's 1/10 up and coming up on sector 2 time. 1:19.0 was his best, 1:19.998, so he is improving. Throws it in, very impressive to get the traction there. Oh, as he aborts the lap for some reason. He thinks it's enough. Marvin Mackenberg is in the pits, of course. Where's Sven? Sven is starting a new lap now. So this is his last chance. I think he will be the very final driver to cross the line and still set a lap within this session. There's 1:35 on the clock right now, as Ralph Arella, Tommy Kosunen, Max Haas, Tumulty are improving. So everyone has now set a time, and everybody is separated by 2.1 seconds. Marcel Lucken at the moment in last position. And Sven also aborting his lap. It was not good enough. Tommy Kosunen jumping up to P16. Then Tom Korhonen Let's see, he is in 6th. Is he improving? Yes, he is. On his own time. Can he get in front of Pavlacek and Van Vliet? That's the question. Our championship leader. Fighting with Mukonin and who was it? Quick look. Manojlovic, Arella. So if he can get in front, if he can get in 4th position, that would be a very good thing for him. But his second sector was not very good, unfortunately. Don't think he will improve, and he comes too late, unfortunately. So Pavel Mukonin with a clean sweep so far in the qualifying sessions, 152.206 to take another front row seat here at this race. Marvin and Sven Mackenberg round off the top 10. Sarah Van Vliet, another German. In 4th, then Pavlacek, Korhonen, Haas, Arella, Manojlovic and Fillingham in the top 10. Hughes, Binnersley, Wood, Camaletto. A quartet of Brits. Then Söderstedt, Kosunen, Moll, Baraklov, Tumulty and Lucken to give everyone a grid spot for this first race here at Zandvoort. Everybody now getting their setups ready, which will be more or less identical to the Sonoma and Portimao ones. There's only brake pressure and brake bias that can really be changed from track to track. So there can be some fine-tuning along those lines. Brake bias can be adjusted on the fly as well while driving. So it's only brake pressure that needs to be dialed in for this bumpy and hilly track. 10 seconds on the clock. So everybody now gridding up, and we'll see if Mukonin can keep his first spot. The Mackenberg brothers looked very, very keen. The lights are on, and off we go. It's a good start, and we see Arella or Fillingham there having a look in the middle of the track. It's a good getaway from Mukonin. Sven Mackenberg on the inside is in 2nd. His brother on the outside, and he stays on the outside. And a good run once again through turn 1. Very nicely done. 3 wide there. Sparks flying. First time through the hairpin. Everybody keeps it clean so far. 3 wide through the hairpin. And now up the hill. Who has gotten the best run? As it's side by side there for Manojlovic and Arella. Very nice here through Skavlak, and a good start to this race for all of our drivers, which is nice, very nice to see. Let's see if I can give you the relative standings. Yes, we can, so that we can see how close the whole field is. 6 seconds between 1st and 20th position now, so very, very tough indeed. Let's have a look at the rear view wing of Mukonin. He's very much under pressure from Mackenberg, Sven and Marvin and Sarah Van Vliet. Quick look. Oh, it's big battle there. Oh, and a bit of a slide. Is that Camaletto? I think it is, with the slide. But he stays in 14th spot. No, he's gaining a spot. Going for the inside line. Oh! Turning in there, Söderstedt. That move was not on, it seems, but very, very close here indeed. as we go through the hairpin once again. Get the feeling this will be an epic race, but it's as close as ever here for P1 Marvin Mackenberg. First time Mukkonen really gets put under pressure in the opening laps of a round, or race one of a round. Let's see how he handles the pressure from Marvin Mackenberg. Let's go on board here with him as he has a look at the inside. But that's not the perfect line, and Mukkonen was not phased by that move. Didn't really change his entry into that corner. Oh, and Marvin, did you see that? He's a lot later on the brakes. That's where he gains his times. I think that's something he felt as well, so you might see a bit of a lunge into turn one. That's one of the big opportunities, the big braking zones here. As Sarah van Vliet for 4th position is keeping his brother Sven busy. Good run through turn one. No move at the moment. Oh, Van Vliet has crashed, I think. Yes, on the inside of turn one. Did she collide with Sven Mackenberg? There's a big chance, but there she is. Slotting in back in 18th spot. And she has to try and claw back up the field once again. Let's hope that car is not too damaged. Back to the front then. The closest on-track battle still. Marvin very, very good through that hairpin to Schävlak section, where he gains a bit of time on Mukkonen. Will he have a look again to the inside here on this next corner? That's where he did it last time. Now he's not close enough, but he takes a tighter line than Mukkonen. Not sure if that's any quicker though. Korhonen, meanwhile, in 10th spot, following Binnersley, Filling, and Manojlovic, Arella, and Haas very closely. And our top three has a bit of a gap, as Van Vliet has dropped back from Sven Mackenberg's rear, not wing, because these cars don't have wings, as you can see. Again, all out through the final turn. The gap is quite big, so let's have a look at Tom Korhonen, who is very close behind Rick Binnersley. Will he try and make a move? Dies to the inside. Oh, yes. But thinks better of it. Oh, a bit wide there for Binnersley. Korhonen, I think he will go through. They're still side by side. Through the hairpin. There is grip on the outside there, we know that. And it's still Binnersley at the moment. And on the grass for Korhonen. And he has to slot in back behind. Good attempt there. Very hard fought and well defended by Rick Binnersley just in front of him. There's a lot going on as well, and unfortunately we missed an incident. Ooh, Mukkonen. Another one for the books. Into the stratosphere. No idea how that happened, but we lost, unfortunately, Pavel Mukkonen. No worries for him. He will get another pole position for round 2 then. Somehow he's still running. No, he's just losing time. But that puts the two Mackenberg brothers in 1st and 2nd place. Sorry we missed that, but that battle between Binnersley and Korhonen was very, very juicy. and still going on. This puts Pavlacek in a German sandwich between the Mecklenburg brothers and Max Haas and Ralph Arella. Here we see the whole grid. Oh, very, very wide there for Korhonen, I think, again. Will he have a look again on the inside? Yes, he does. Later braking than before. And on the outside line, oh, almost rolls the car. Bit of a tap there. But they keep it running. And that first turn is so good for side-by-side action in these smaller cars. There's plenty of space to go side by side. And Rick Binnersley, bit of a gap in front now to Fillingham forming. And he has Korhonen, Hughes, Wood and Camaletto and Kosunen right behind. Very nice defense by Rick Binnersley, must be said. Let's have a look. Is Mukkonen back on the track? No, he's not. No. We won't see that car back until race 2. Ralph Arella then. I saw he was in a battle as well with Max Haas for P4. But the top 3 has checked out. The Mecklenburg brothers very, very close. Will they play the team game, or will there still be racing, as we only have 15 minutes left on the clock for this race? Korhonen. Let's have a look here at Martin Hughes. This is what he sees. Camaletto, Wood, Korhonen, Binnersley. Right in front of him. Oh, follows Camaletto into the weeds. Has to stay behind. Once again, Korhonen goes for the inside line. But now Binnersley can defend the inside as well. What a good run there for Camaletto. It's very, very close indeed. Max Haas and Ralph Arella also battling it out, getting very, very close. Hughes wants these guys in front to battle just a little bit more as he's falling behind. Oh, Schävlak and understeery front tires catching Martin out almost. It is a very tricky corner, and if your tires don't bite, you're in big trouble. Fortunately, the speeds in these cars are not that high, so it's still possible to correct it somehow, but yeah. Hectic racing indeed. Let's have a look. Manojlovic. Arella. Oh, Manojlovic. Small love tap there for Arella on the power. But he is really in this fight with Arella and Haas for P4. Pavlacek, meanwhile, minding his own business, just in front of them, and trying to get away. Oh, it's a good run for Manojlovic. Can he dive up the inside? Let's see if we can... oh, as things are kicking off there in the background, again, Korhonen on the inside of Binnersley. He's now in front on the timings. But Nemanja has to stay behind. Let's have a quick look at this battle. 3 wide through turn 1. Who's in front? Korhonen is in front. Camaletto is behind and Binnersley is behind him. And on the inside there is Martin Hughes in the blue and yellow car. The black and green is Nigel Wood. But Korhonen had to fight for it, but he's in P8 now. Can he stay at the front of this pack? Very nice driving here. Oh, as I turn my head away, it's, I think, Martin Hughes. has to recover after a small love tap there. I think it was from Kosunen, if I'm not mistaken. Or Wood, even. But everything still to play for Andre Mull at the moment, last of the running order. Oh, as Hughes getting bullied now after that small incident. You need to try and refocus, but that's so difficult after you've been right in the thick of it. Now suddenly you have to look in your rearview mirrors rather than try to get to the front. So a bit of an incident there, but only a couple of seconds lost, and still a big battle there raging. Let's have a look at Manojlovic and Arella and Haas. Here they are, all three. Manojlovic still at the back end of that pack, and Svillingham, Ralph Arella's teammate, is very keen to join the party and get his team some good points in the team's championship. Team Tomcel, current leaders in the team's championship, currently Korhonen in 8th, Marcel Lucken in 17th. Went through Schavelak, doesn't get any closer than that. Yeah, so Pavel might have disconnected from the race or from the server. Let's hope he can get back in for race 2 and claim a pole position. Oh, move up the inside for Arella. Haas has to leave room, but Haas has the inside once again for the hairpin, and he has the pace to get in front in the braking zone. Oh, Manojlovic taking advantage there and slotting in front in the chicane. Very nicely done, very opportunistic but clean move by Manojlovic. Very nice. At the top, things are very quiet. Marvin, Sven, Radek Pavlacek, looks like they are happy with their positions at the moment. No battling between the teammates. Rick Binnersley behind. Does Manojlovic get in front? Yes, he does. He gets in front of this group into 4th spot. It's a very good job here from Manojlovic, who lost his teammate Martijn Kennens, but will grab some points for his Drivers' Championship hopes here for sure. Now, okay, Fillingham has Haas in front. Arella managed to get past, so now Fillingham has to try and follow through. That will be some big points for Team 77, but of course speculations. 1 and 2, it doesn't get any better than that. Binnersley, Camaletto still in a very big fight. Let's have a quick look. Oh, very big fight as Binnersley crashes massively, but just keeps going, as it's a game, of course. But oh no, that car is very broken, and a hazard on the track. Number 69 lost the whole rear of his car. We just caught the end of that. Maybe you viewers caught it, but Binnersley, unfortunately, after a titanic battle there, losing out, probably after a small tap here or there, and catching a curb in the wrong way. He drops down to 19th and will try to limp home into the pits. Probably he will not be able to finish this race. Very unfortunate there for Rick Binnersley, but very spectacular nonetheless. Simon Fillingham, we go back to the front as the gap in front is only 3/10, so it's not that big. If Marvin makes a mistake, Sven is right there to take the position. This gaggle of cars, of course, very nice to look at. And then we have Gossen and Tumulty Van Veepelen, so the two teammates, and Barraclough just behind, battling it out for what is essentially P11. And Binnersley probably on the front row of the grid for race 2, so nothing lost for him. Plenty of excitement still to come. Sven Meckenberg closing the gap back down. Van Veepelen has recovered quite well after that off in the opening stages. Up to 13th spot. Will her teammate play the team game, or will they try and barge their way past Tommy Kosonen and gain that position, both of them? A bit wide from James. I think he's letting Sarah through. She is in front. Will they battle it out in the braking zone? No. James slots in behind, and very nicely done, not losing out at all to Barraclough behind. P12 there then for Sarah Van Veepelen. Let's give our two race leaders some airtime. It is very, very close. It looks like Sven wants to make it a race for the last 5 minutes. Here they are, very lonely at the front. There is Pavlacek 6 seconds behind. So they have nothing to worry about. Is maybe a bold statement, but they have the option to have a bit of a battle in these last 5 minutes. At the moment it's Marvin at the top. Let's have a quick look at the standings. Who's the first of the Meckenberg brothers? It is Marvin in the Drivers' Championship. But most importantly, the Teams Championship is where they will get the big points haul. Simon Fillingham is really putting the pressure on Max Haas now for P6, which would be another stellar result for him and for Team 77. And Korhonen, a P8 again, would not be that bad in the team in the championship. Of course, Manojlovic will gain a couple of points. Meckenberg will gain a couple of points. Oh, it's getting very close. These guys are not here to just get a 1-2. The fastest driver will try to win this race, and at the moment it looks like it's Sven. He's able to follow quite closely. Will Marvin defend? Yes, he does. He's not letting that first spot go. But most importantly, they are having fun. That's what it's all about, of course. Can Sven go around the outside? That will be very, very difficult. But he does let Marvin know he's there. And if he makes any small mistake, he will be right there side by side with him. Gaps are getting a little bit bigger there. Simon Fillingham 4 or 5 tenths behind Max Haas. So here are the relative standings on the tower. We didn't see much of Andre Mol here in this race. He dropped back a bit in the beginning. Now running in 18th. And Pavel Mukonin still trying to get into orbit. Or out of orbit, I should say. So 3 minutes left on the clock. So that means we will have 2 more laps after this one. Things have settled down a little bit, but I'm sure that the reverse grid order will really give us some more entertainment for tonight, as I see a very nice Rick Binnersley getting out of the pits after his car has been returned. So that's what we like to see. He keeps going, still missing his rear splitter, but I think his steering at least is still pointing, or again pointing in the right direction. And Pavlacek, that gap to Manojlovic and Arella and Haas and filling him behind, it's not that big. There's not a lot of time left, but still, this is the second to last lap. Let's go on board with Sven Mackenberg, pushing his brother to the max. As we keep an eye on the rest of the field. Which is his best opportunity? We'll have to see here through Schijfvlak. They're very, very equal. Well, Ralph Arella. Now, as I saw, Sarah Van Vliepland got past Tommy Kosonen, so up to P11 now for her, and Ralph Arella right behind Nemanja Manojlovic. So P4 is not safe at all. Oh, bit of a slide there for Marvin. But at this point the track is so narrow that you have to follow, and the car in front is slow. You have to be slow as well. Oh, very pointy there. I think that's a good exit for Sven. Can he get close? Trying not to take too much grass there on the inside. A good run, but the straight is not that long. Not like at Portimao. Will he go for a dive up the inside? No, he doesn't. So this is the final lap of this Zandvoort race. Oh, Marvin is slow, but there's no room to get side by side. Cy Fillingham and Ralph Arella are looking feisty to gain some spots in this final lap here at Zandvoort. Let's have a quick look, as Sven doesn't really look that close. This is how close it is between Arella and Manojlovic. It's about the same as for the lead. We'll have to see once we get to main straight if Marvin doesn't make any mistakes, or Sven doesn't really send it up the inside, which... Ooh, Marvin saw that one coming and covered it off, because if he had left that inside line open, I'm sure Sven would have taken the taken that spot and tried to muscle his way through. Again, a shallow line for Marvin going through the chicane, but a good exit now. Only one more braking zone and turning point to go for Marvin, who will take the win at Zandvoort Grand Prix circuit for the first race here of round 3 of this championship, as Rick Binnesley waits for the leaders to get past. Oh, and a good run for Sven, but he will finish just behind, I think. Yes, Radek Pavlacek finishing in 3rd, and then the battle, Manojlovic, Arella, Haas and Fillingham will finish as they were. Korhonen will finish in 8th. Then it's Camaletto, Wood, Kosonen, Tumulty, Van Vliepland in 13th, so something still happened there, it seems. Jody Barraclough 14th, Martin Hughes in 15th, Marcel Lucken 16th position, Söderstedt, Andre Mol, then Rick Binnesley finishing off this race. Kudos to him. And Mukonin still in outer space. Let's hope we get him back for race 2. These are your final standings. Sven Mackenberg won it. He did pip his brother to the line, 32 thousandths of a second, in front. That was a real photo finish, but Sven, fastest lap as well. Congratulations to him and his brother. A solid race for them, for the team, and for the Drivers' Championship. Pavlacek in third, Manolovic in fourth, Arella, Haas, Fillingham, Korhonen, Camaletto and Wood rounding out the top 10. Then, as I said, Gossunen, Tumulty, Van Vliepland dropped back just a little bit in that final stage. Then Barraclough, Hughes, Lucken, Söderstedt as we make our way into the second round. The server will now try to reboot. Let's have a quick look if we can get any info from the Discord. Ralph Arella and Manolovic acknowledging they were battling it out once again. So nothing but kudos here at the moment between the drivers. And there's still a whole half race still to come. Round 2 here at Zandvoort. Let's have a small break. I'll be right back with you with race 2 in just a couple of seconds. So here we are back at Zandvoort, 30 seconds on the clock as we had communications with Pavel Mukonin. He will try to get back in the server, but not sure if the game will allow it after a disconnect. So let's see if he gets his pole pit slot or if it will be Rick Binnesley leading the pack from pole position. Everybody now going to the grid, and nope, we didn't get Pavel Mukonin. It's Rick Binnesley on the pole position on the left hand side. The lights are on, and off we go. Cy Fillingham with a false start, a massive one, and stopped there on the track. Not sure what happened there, doesn't really get going. No, he doesn't, but okay. Binnesley gets away cleanly, and it's Söderstedt and Moll right behind him. Can Moll get a break? Can he get a clean lap in Nigel Wood. Drive-through penalty. Sped in the pit lane. But Fillingham still on main straight, it seems. Mol at the moment in third position as they make their way through down to Schijfvlak. Marvin Mackenberg already up into P15. Then Pavlacek, then Sven Mackenberg. And it's Binnersley, Söderstedt, Lucken, Mol. So Andre Mol dropping back. He has to defend from 3 cars at once. Can he do that? Turns in. Oh, that is... Who is that dropping back? I think it's Lucken. Yeah, that was Marcel Lucken. Unfortunately, Tom Kerhonen's teammate. But here is Mol still defending from Hughes and Van Vliet. Tumulty is right behind Baraklov. And Kerhonen again in P8. So got a good run here in the second race again. And having a look for a good race. Meanwhile, Binnersley and Söderstedt in front. And the gap to Mol already substantial 1.8 seconds. As the rest of the field streams past, and it's... Oh, Mokonin did get in the race, or did get in the server. He's back out again, so not sure if he will be running here. In any case, can Binnersley hold on to first spot from Fred Söderstedt? Very keen to see that. Andre Mol. Let's have a look from his wing. As he has Hughes, Van Vliet, Tumulty, Baraklov, Korhonen, Kosunen all right there with him. Camaletto is the last one. 17th spot as Fillingham and Wood. To have a quick look where they are. Wood is in the pits. Fillingham, is he running? Yes, he is, but he's 20 seconds back, unfortunately, from the field. So let's see if he can get anywhere near the back of the pack at some point. Andre Mol defending from Sarah Van Vliet, who goes for the inside line and makes a clean pass for P3. Can her teammate James Tumulty follow through? Marvin Mackenberg up into P10, Sven Mackenberg P12. And Fillingham in 18th is not good for Team 77, of course, unfortunately. Eager to hear what happened there at the start of the second race. The gap at the front, already 1 second. As I said many a times, Rick Binnersley is no slouch. He did win an ACC GT3 Masters race. So if you give him anything, you will have to take that first spot away from him. He will not give that up just like that. But Van Vliet throwing her car around and trying to get as quickly as possible to Söderstedt. I think she at the moment has the most pace from the top, let's say the top 6, maybe top 10. So we'll see. She did build the gap to Andre Mol already, and Tumulty getting very, very close there. Korhonen up into P7 now. The Mackenberg brothers dropping back just a little bit. We'll have to see how far up they get as we head already into the final round of this championship in 2 weeks' time, where we will travel to Interlagos, a great track for any car combination, but especially for these cars. That will be an epic season finale, where everything will still be wide open in terms of championships, I'm sure. Let's have a quick look further down the field as we have Arella, Kosonen, Pavlacek, Manolovic, Mackenberg. Also very, very close, but Van Viepland, no, sorry, that was Tumulty, was side by side with Andre Mol, but not anymore. I wanted to mention, normally in these kinds of, in all of our championships, we create an amateur cup where we select some slower drivers to compete in their own kind of championship, and Tumulty goes through. No, he doesn't. Andre Mol stays in front, and his teammate Jody Baraklov is making life miserable for James Tumulty. He has no rest, and Tom Cahonen is ready to pounce our championship leader at the moment. Can he get an advantage? But I'll try to finish my point. These guys let me. Normally we create an AM Cup with some slower drivers to give them their own championship to fight for, but after calculating the percentages, there was really no one in this field who was massively behind the field, so it was not necessary to create an AM Cup. Everybody has the main championship to fight for, and everybody has good chances to get good results. With some solid driving and no mistakes, you can get very far up the grid. The gap at the front was 1 second, but now came all the way down to 3/10. And Andre Mol, defending, but can Korhonen get past Baraklov? He is in front, and he has the inside line for the next turn, so I think that's moved on, and P6 for Tom Korhonen at the moment. Yes, that it is, and yeah, his teammate Marcel Lucken had a bit of bad luck there at the start of this race, but Korhonen moving up the order, as is Marcel. He's in 15th now. And the gap between Van Viepland and our race leader dropping down. So again, there's a bit of a gap between our top three and the rest of the field. That's this gap that you can see here in front of Andre Mol. Here's Jody Baraklov now at the tail end of this field, and Martin Hughes, best seat in the house, I think, at the moment. We keep an eye on Söderstedt, whether he can really bury Binnersley here, as already 9 minutes have passed, 16 minutes still on the clock. Yeah, so Mukonin unfortunately didn't make it back, but there's Mol again, great defending. Can Korhonen get out of this mess, because he's in the middle of this big gaggle of cars, and it's fun to be there, but you want to be in front, to be honest. Look at that, also 3 wide there behind Pavlacek, Manolovic and Mackenberg. Great battle here, and that all plays into the hands of our top 3. I must say, already 5.5 seconds back from our race leader, Rick Binnersley. And again, Tumulty looks to the inside of Mol. Can Mol defend? He does have the inside, but Tumulty is in front, so can go to that inside line and defend. Can Korhonen follow through? Can he also pass Andre Mol? Yes, he does. Can he pass James Tumulty in the process? So we go 3 wide here. Oh, very close. Jody Baraklov. Oh. And it's Mol, unfortunately, getting the short straw once again and dropping back from this pack after just a small tap. Korhonen up into P5, side by side. Baraklov, Mackenberg made it all the way up into P7. Marvin, great job by him, but he has to work for it. Baraklov seeing his teammate drop back. And Arella making a very nice move to get past Mackenberg and Baraklov in one go. Very, very nice. Very hectic start here to this race. And at the front, the gap is down to 0.6 between our top three here. Let's have a look here at our top three. This is it. That back behind is also very interesting, of course, but this is very, very tricky. Binnersley immediately goes for the inside and now sits in the middle of the track. They are side by side. Oh, Rick, be careful. Give these guys a bit of room to play with you. Stays in front. Let's get in the dash cam of Van Vliet. Can she go around the outside here on the hairpin? That would be difficult. But she gets a good run. And she's side by side, and again, a bit of side drafting, side bumping. Very, very tight. Schävlak side by side, not something I recommend for the underpants. But it's all kicking off in the back as well. We do stay with this battle, but Korhonen, Hughes, Arella, so close. I'm gonna change to the absolute standings, as you can see there how close it is. Looks like Van Vliet is the quickest of these three cars, but can she get a clean move done here first on Söderstedt and then on Binnersley? So car didn't really want it to turn in, it seems, but a good exit here is crucial for a good exit, for a good lap. Oh, as Sarah showed her nose there on the inside. Not sure if that was the best idea to get a good run here through the final turn, but she manages to stay close. Oh, very wide there again for Rick Binnersley. Again, goes for the defensive line and then starts to drift to the left. It's a bit dangerous. Needs to be careful. Oh, Sarah. Oh, and Rick overshoots his braking point. And I think he loses 2 positions in the process. He is on the inside for the hairpin. Takes full advantage of that. Gets a good exit. Well, great racing, but Frederik Söderstedt. Very nicely done for the lead, of course. Can Binnersley defend from Van Vliet? She has the inside line for Schävlak. That will be a difficult task. Now he just has to try and stay close, because I'm very, very sure that Van Vliet and Söderstedt will start a battle, and Binnersley can be right there to take advantage of any mishaps that happen there. Korhonen, meanwhile, managed to get up into P4. We didn't catch that, but this was, of course, our battle for the lead. So quick roundup after already 15 minutes of racing. Söderstedt, Van Vliet, Binnersley, Korhonen, Tumulty. Arella just got past Martin Hughes. Hughes got past Arella, so they are really battling it out, as you can see here, as I will follow our top 3. Sarah Van Vliet very close to Söderstedt on to Main Straight. Here they are. I was saying Mackenberg, Marvin in 8th, Manolovic and Sven Mackenberg round up the top 10. Hughes dropping back to P10 now. Did he... Oh, he's still running, but did get a bad exit, it seems, or maybe a slowdown penalty, possibly. Anyway, very, very hectic indeed. Baraklov, P11 Gossonen, Pavlacek, Molhaas, Lucan, Camaletto and Fillingham. Unfortunately still 23 seconds behind the pack, but still running as we go to the front. Through Schervlak. No overlap at the moment. Binnersley doesn't seem to have the pace to stick with these two at the moment, but he is still very close. Very wide entry here from Sarah. Can she get a good exit and take it a step further into the hairpin? Here we are on board. They are side by side, but Söderstedt wisely chooses the inside line here for the hairpin. Really chucking it in there into that hairpin. That pack from P5 to P12. All very close. I'm getting a bit eager there with the grass. Söderstedt doesn't go defensive, doesn't waste his one move on main straight. Now he goes defensive. Wise decision, I think. The camber does help you turn in even from the inside line into turn 1. So Tom Cajonen in 4th at the moment, getting some good points for his championship run. As where are his closest contenders? Mackenberg brothers and Majnolovic, a couple of spots behind him. Mukonin not taking any points in this race. Disconnect from the first race, not here for the second race, unfortunately. Not due to his own mistakes. I think he's just had an unfortunate disconnect, which can happen. Let's hope to see him back in the final round. As I said, around Interlagos in 2 weeks' time. Sarah van Vliet trying everything in the book to try and get past Söderstedt. Binnersley just sitting there a couple of tenths behind. You can see him in the rearview mirror. 6 minutes only left on the clock. Time flew by here for this second race. The first race as well, but this second race very close indeed for the lead all the way through. James Tumulty defending from Arella, Mackenberg, Majnolovic, Mackenberg again, Hughes, Baraklov, Kosunen, Pavlacek, and then there's a bit of a breather down to Andre Mol for 5 seconds. Okay guys, so place your bets. Will Söderstedt win here at Zandvoort, or will Sarah van Vliet pull something out of the bag? To pretty confident to say would be the first female to win a race here at RR Leagues, and it wouldn't be undeserved. So let's see if she can make that milestone happen here live on stream. Oh, Tumulty just said he was defending well for a good position. Dropped back down to 7th position now. Arella and Mackenberg got past him. Oh, and very, very tricky there. Really showing her nose everywhere she can. Have a quick look here, as it's not that close at the front anymore. I say that, 2 tenths. That's what I call not close here in this championship, so that puts things into perspective. This whole pack is just right there, getting ready to take advantage of any mistakes being made. But nothing as close as our two race leaders here at the moment. Söderstedt, it would also be a first race win for him at RR League, so nothing but good news at the end of this race if none of these two crash out. Vipland for the inside line, a last minute look, but and really using that inside curb, that's very impressive to see, I must say. Max Haas right behind Andre Mol as well for 15th and 14th spot, so all the way down the grid. People having some great racing, I think. Three minutes on the clock, so that means after this one, 2 more laps to go, I think. Yeah, that should be it. And again, Sarah trying to disconcert Söderstedt into making a mistake, and at some point that might work. Oh, goes for the inside. Brilliant. Now, can she get it stopped, and can she get on the power early enough? Can Söderstedt keep the inside line for the braking zone into the hairpin? They are absolutely side by side here. Hard braking exactly at the same moment, and Söderstedt can turn in and stay in front. That's one shot fired by Van Vipland. Does she have any more? And Bindersley is right there. I told you, he's just sitting there, rubbing his hands, hoping for just a small tap, just a small slide from any of these two, and he's right there with them. Van Vipland, I expect her to go for the inside line. So we will have 2 more laps, this one and the next one. And then this round of this championship will be over. And we stay with this battle, although Arella, Mackenberg, well, everybody is having a great race, but we want to see who of these two become a first-time RR Leagues winner. Or does it all fall apart, and does Rick Bindersley get another RR Leagues win under his belt? I think those are the 3 options here, which you can see on screen. Again, moving left and right. Will Sarah try that move from earlier again? Sticking the nose of the inside into the braking zone? No. No, not the same. Going for the very wide entry now again. She has a good run, but passing into that chicane, it's a good passing opportunity, but in these cars, margins are so small. Oh, she dives for the inside, over the curb. Luckily, no collision there, and she manages to keep close, so she lives to fight another day. And now Bindersley only 4/10 behind. You see that pack behind there as well, having some great racing. And again, another lap in the books. Final lap of this Zandvoort race. Söderstedt versus Van Vipland. Söderstedt goes defensive a bit earlier than before. Do we have a good view from the dashcam of Bindersley? Yes, we do. Let's see if we can see what he sees to finish off this final lap. Where does Van Vipland have a go? That move into bocht 9, I think it is, was quite brilliant if she could make it stick, but it was just ever so marginal to not get it into the hairpin. Not moving around as much now, just trying to focus on the lines. And oh, Bittersley braking late. Oh, that's very unfortunate. Oh no, and Sarah spinning out. She will lose quite a lot of positions. Oh, very, very unfortunate there for Korhonen, our championship leader, getting caught out on the final lap by a spin. And this throws everything that I said earlier out of the window. Frederik Söderstedt will still win this race, but Korhonen, for example, dropping back to 13th. Marvin Mackenberg taking second spot normally if he can stay in front of Nemanja Manojlovic. Sven Mackenberg, 4th position, so great results here for Speculations. But Frederik Söderstedt here in the foreground taking the win. Mackenberg, Manojlovic, Mackenberg, Tumulty, Arella, Van Viepeland in 7th. Binnersley in 8th, just behind. Martin Hughes, Pavlacek rounding out the top 10. Barraclough, Kosunen, Korhonen, Haas, Mol, Camaletto, Lucken, Fillingham, and then Nigel Wood and Pavel Mukonin not classified. What a race, what a finish. Very unfortunate there. I think a bit too late on the brakes for Binnersley, and everything spiraled down from there. But well, you have to focus on the positives. We have a new RR Leagues winner. We might have a new team being Speculations on the first spot of the team's championship, and we had another great evening's racing. So here are the final results. Söderstedt, Mackenberg and Manojlovic, your top 3, and Sarah Van Viepeland, fastest car on the track for race 2 here at Zandvoort. We saw some great racing. Let's hope that we get to see you again in 2 weeks' time at Interlagos to finish off this kind of mini championship. And yeah, for sure, racing at Interlagos is always great, and in these cars, that will be a great experience. As we wait for the drivers to get into the Discord chat and maybe get in for an interview, I want to quickly do a bit of promo for our upcoming series, which will be hosted in Assetto Corsa Competizione. It will be a 6-round series, also with a 2-race format, 2 times 30 minutes in the Lamborghini Super Trofeo Evo 2 Cup. And that commences 12th of March, so also running on Sunday evenings like this race, Bike Weekly. So if you're interested, go to rrleagues.com or the Discord of ACC Vlaanderen to get signed up for this collaboration series together with them. And these Lamborghini Super Trofeo cars are a blast to drive. They're very, very challenging and a bit of a different taste to the GT3 machinery that we are used to taking around the track in ACC, as we get ready for another GT3 Masters after the summer. So once again, this is the overview. Let me have a quick look at the Discord chat. Yeah, indeed, a bit sad for the last lap, but yeah, those things happen. You're on the wrong spot of tarmac, and with cars so close, very difficult to do the right thing there. Let's see if anyone jumps into the commentary booth. Yes, we have Martin Hughes in the commentary booth. Welcome, Martin. Good evening.
Yeah, I think I would have preferred to be sat next to you, Mig, tonight than on this track. I hate this place.
But you had some good racing, I think.
Yeah, it's good. I just, it's either like I'm blisteringly fast around here or exceptionally slow, and I think I was towards the latter today rather than the first. But hey ho, that's racing, and when it's as tight as it is, it's any little nudge here or there, and you lose like 2 or 3 places. So yeah, not the greatest night, but yeah, enjoyable nonetheless.
Yeah. It was very close from first 20th position for the whole evening, I think. And yeah, a mistake here on Zandvoort is easily made and can have quite big consequences in terms of positions. So yeah, where did you end up in the first and second race?
15th in race 1. I had a couple of coming togethers, which I dropped 5 places from each coming together. I don't think they were my fault, but you always say that, don't you, after a race?
Yeah.
So I started 5th on the grid, and I was doing pretty well. I had another little coming together with, I can't remember who it was now, but then the big boys just kept catching. I was keeping Ralph and the Mackenbergs fairly well back, and then I forget what happened, but I think I was stuck behind, or not stuck behind. There was Tom and James Tumulty were having a ding dong, and
Yeah.
I think I was getting slowed down a little bit. Ralph caught me up in the 2 of them, and then around the final corner, I think it was either Nem or Sven or Marvin just gave me a couple of little nudges, like a bump draft nudge, but it just unsettled the car in the final corner. Around wide, picked up a load of dirt, and then literally the 3 of them just drove past me on the straight, which, they were going to do it eventually, but just rankled a little bit.
Yeah. We caught the end of that. We saw you dropping down, but then we caught you, I think, going into turn 1, and nothing seemed to be wrong. So it was just, as I predicted, a bad exit from the final turn, getting a couple of nudges there.
Yeah, as soon as you run wide, you lose a little bit of momentum down the straight, and especially if you've got a draft as well. I noticed it in the first race. I was behind, I think it was either Jody or somebody. I was coming to the final corner, getting ready, and the car seemed to just like accelerate. And I was like, whoa! So I really had to brake before the braking marker, and it's a good job I did. Otherwise, I'd have gone flying off. But it just literally seemed to take off once it got in the proper draft.
Yeah. And the final lap of race 2, what view did you get there?
I didn't see any of it, to be fair.
Okay. You were a bit further back then.
Yeah, I saw like cars in front of me pointed at different angles, but I didn't see what happened at that point.
Yeah. Well, we have Tom Korhonen as well in the booth here. Hi, Tom. How was your race or your evening?
very comic, to be honest. I mean, you have to have. I don't know if you saw the start in race 1.
Yeah, of course, but can't really remember what you're hinting at. So please elaborate.
No, I can say many people would understand if I say that the Tom rule is back. I was doing a jump start, but I managed to get back to to the grid slot, so I didn't get on the drive-through anyway.
Ah, okay, cool. Well, yeah, nice.
Many people will understand it. You should have a look at the Porsche at Imola. We had the Porsche Raceroom at Imola. I did exactly the same thing. So
I think you've just admitted you reversed on the racing track, Tom. So that's an immediate disqualification, isn't it?
Normally, but maybe in real life.
Well, it went completely unnoticed on the stream at least. So, but well, I think you had a good night until that final lap. Unfortunately, well, I can talk you through what happened from my perspective. So it was Sarah and Frederick were battling for the lead. And
Binnersley as well.
Yeah.
He was also there. They were like battling all 3, and then then
I saw a small tap was enough to put Sarah in the middle of the track, and unfortunately she caught out you and a couple of others, but
For me, it was like I was trying to avoid. I saw that. Oh, okay. I saw the yellow flag, and I was trying to avoid them, and then I don't know if anybody. I don't know how the rest of the guys feel about the yellow flag, but obviously it's visual only, so you can still allowed to.
Yeah.
You're allowed to take, but Arella unfortunately collected me there. So
Yeah.
with my try to avoidance, and then my car spun. But yeah, that's life, and I mean it was intense racing. I mean,
Very intense. It was very nice to see you. You have to watch the stream back. It was a very nice race.
Absolutely entertainment. Commentary from both you, and is Martin still here?
He is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still there. Like I said to Mig earlier, I wish I'd have stayed in the commentary box. To be fair, that wasn't the greatest night, but I got stuck. I got stuck behind you, Tom. Who'd have thought that you and James were like slowing me down? I couldn't get past you.
Yeah, yeah, you had to go there in both races, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we had some close racing, man. Always good fun.
What happened in race 1 there? I remember that you were some sort of on me there, and then all of a sudden you disappeared. Like,
I was the corner coming on to the straight up the back where you go up the hill. I was on the inside there, and I think it was Tommy just squeezed me and kept squeezing me onto the grass, and then because I had my foot in, the car just went sideways, so I lost about 4 or 5 places there, and then it was a struggle there trying to get back on, because I say you lose 5 seconds in these, and it's like 7 laps before you can get close again. So
holy.
Yeah.
But still, all good fun, always close, right? And to be fair, it was always someone to battle with tonight, so it was always good fun.
Yeah. Speaking of it, and also about the stream, we can also update now that professional scoring is up.
Yes,
You can say more about that, Miguel.
Yeah. Let me see if I can put that up. Should be able to. Just give me a second.
Yeah, my first reaction when I saw now top 3. Okay, it's still hope. Still hope in the championship.
Yeah,
very close, isn't it?
I can't seem to get it on the screen, but in any case, Nemanja at the moment is in first spot for the Drivers' Championship. Marvin Mackenberg in second, and Tom, you dropped to third. But yeah, well, it's very close. It's 13 points, 12 points.
By the way, Miguel, did you see what happened to Makunin? Pavel. Mr. Pavel.
At some point, he was not in first anymore, and he was trying to get into orbit. But no, he disconnected from the server, unfortunately, and couldn't get back in for race 2. So he tried, but doesn't let you.
Yeah, that's the trick, more or less, that if you are disconnected, you can't get to race 2. That's life.
Yeah, indeed. But anyway, guys, many thanks for jumping in. Many thanks for the good racing, and hope to see you in 2 weeks' time at Interlagos, which will be great fun again, I think.
Yeah, thanks, Mick, and thanks for your time as well for doing the stream. I can't wait to sit and watch it. So thank you again.
Yeah, with pleasure.
Thank you for the commentary. Entertainment.
All right. Have a nice evening, guys.
Yeah, same to you.
Cheers, Mick. Take care.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So that's it for round 3
Cheers,
of
Tom.
this
Take care,
championship. Let's quickly switch here. Yeah, so that's it for round 3 of this championship. We will see the championship permutations for the last round in 2 weeks' time, as we prepare for Interlagos and that final championship round. 2 races once again with a full reverse grid, so everything still to play for in the team's championship, in the drivers' championship, and also the Ironman championship, which I didn't focus on right in the beginning of the stream, but it's all very close, and as Martin and Tom said, very entertaining, very close racing. So in any case, have a good evening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. If you like the stream, give it a like. If you're not subscribed to our channel yet, hit that subscribe button. It helps the league, the channel, and the community grow. So have a good evening, and see you in 2 weeks' time. Cheers.